Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Saturday. All right, guys. Well, we have some more of this Scheana and Brock stuff to go over because apparently somebody decided to come out with an entire timeline. Thank you to Coca Macoca because girl did the work. I told you guys in an earlier video that yesterday I received a message from Sheena's manager, and Scheana apparently is doing some event, not sure, but Sheena's manager told me, this is the second video that you've done on Scheana and Brock in this book that hasn't been accurate. And I said, okay, well, what's not accurate pretty much at this point? Well, they said, well, Scheana didn't actually say, like, okay, well, since you cheated on me, now I get a hall pass. And I said, well, that's funny. I didn't say that actually. Thea said that from Your Moms Are Watching. She said that on my show. And I sat there and I listened and I was like, wait, what? And so then I talked about it from her perspective of sharing it. I never said it was a fact. So I thought that that was a little silly, but let's go over what Coca Macoca has as far as like the timeline. Smash the like button, show some love. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed, and let's go. All right, guys. So this is kind of what I wanted to get into really quick. This whole timeline situation. So let's just bring up what she shared. Thank you. She said the timeline of Brock's affair and Sheena's reveal is actually kind of insane. She said 2019, Scheana and Brock began dating. 2020, Scheana and Brock move in together. June 2020, Scheana suffers a miscarriage. October 2020, Scheana announces a pregnancy with Summer Moon. End of 2020, Brock has an affair. April 2021, Summer Moon is born. In August of 2021, Scheana and Brock secretly got married, so Brock gets his green card. Oh, this is not good. August 2022, Scheana and Brock have a film wedding in Mexico despite already have been legally married. March of 2023, Scandoval breaks. In April of 2023, Brock tells Scheana that he cheated on her in 2020. Oh my God. June of 2023 to May of 2024, Vanderpump Rules season 11 films and it airs, with Scheana having wrecked her friendship with Ariana in an attempt to redeem Tom Sandoval. This will be the death knell for Vanderpump Rules as we know it. But November of 2024, the entire Vanderpump Rules cast gets cut and Bravo announces a reboot. January of 2025, Scheana announces that she'll be releasing a memoir. April 2025, The Valley Season 2 begins airing, and it filmed in summer of 2024 with Scheana and Brock making several appearances. In July 10th of 2025, Scheana revealed the affair to the public via an excerpt from her forthcoming book, which will go on sale July 22nd. So to summarize, Brock didn't tell Scheana that he'd slept with another woman until after their daughter was born. They were married twice, and he'd gotten his green card and investor's visa. And Scheana didn't tell the public until now. Yeah. And even in her excerpt, she said, as the world reacted to what's become known as Scandoval, the Vanderpump Rules star was dealing privately with the revelation that her husband Brock had an affair during her pregnancy. And she reveals this and more in the upcoming memoir, My Good Side, an excerpt from which she shares exclusively with Glamour. Brock said that with all of the fake news being published, he was afraid that something that actually was true might surface, and it was best that I heard it directly from him. My whole body froze and I remained in a state of paralyzed shock as he confessed that he'd cheated on me 2 years prior when we were living in San Diego during the pandemic while I was pregnant with Summer. Then, unable to contain my rage, I slapped him and I threw a Rubik's Cube in his direction, which he dodged. To this day, every time I see a Rubik's Cube, it triggers me, pulling me right back to this incredibly dark moment in my life. Same goes for any mention of an F-45 gem. Brock didn't know what to say. What could he possibly say? He'd done what he'd done and it was going to go away. It wasn't going to go away or be swept under the rug. Still, I wanted details. I had to know who the woman was and why he'd so blatantly betray me, particularly during such a vulnerable period of my life. And he said that the woman was someone he had known since before we met. And one day while I was at home pregnant with his child, Brock went to work at his gym at 45 training East Hillcrest in San Diego, and he ran into her outside. And after reconnecting, he said they began an affair. Jesus. Okay. Now, continuing on. They said Scheana is lying. No gyms were open in 2020. Okay, or how about we just check? Let me walk you through how easy it is to fact check this and why I didn't. I kept getting these comments. You mean to tell me he cheated on her in December of 2020 when we were all spending the holidays social distance? What gym was open and operational in California in December of 2020? He cheated and risked getting his pregnant wife, soon to be wife, and unborn child sick with COVID. I smell BS and desperation. Scheana would totally lie about this to stay on the shows. It really upsets Andy when they keep big secrets like this during filming, but then privately monetize off of it. Robin Dixon. And also said, I have to agree that December of 2020 in California at a gym is crazy. I definitely would have bet that they were still closed back then. They said, but this one pushed me over the edge. Were you living in California during this time? Just asking. I remember clearly what was happening during this time during the pandemic, and LA County was one of the strictest, and gyms were getting fined significantly if they were operating during these periods. Cheating can happen anywhere. It didn't have to be in the public gym. They said, why? 1, it wasn't in LA, it was in San Diego. 2, she gave the exact name and location. And 3, all the info needed to check is available. So here's the part of the expert that they shared on their timeline. He said that the woman was someone that he had known, right? She said, okay, so let me go and find this gym. So found the gym. Hey, look, there it is. But was it open? Scroll down to get the 2020 post. Well, wouldn't you know it? 2020 fully functional outside. So it's 1, the gym Scheana named, 2, at the location she listed, 3, during the time frame she gave, and 4, open during the pandemic because it was outdoors. This concludes my fact-checking TED Talk, and enjoyed this easily verifiable information. And also somebody said, you don't skip a beat, so why waste your time going anywhere else, baby? Yeah, man, like, you got caught. You got caught bad. But he told on himself. But okay. Last but not least, I wanted to share this.
Switching gears a little bit, Dr. Terry, you were mentioning your kids, how LA is a better place for them, Beverly Hills is a better place for them. There are rumors and speculation that a NextGen LA is in the works, kind of like NextGen NYC with some of these housewife kids and their friends doing a reality show. If they do a NextGen LA, would you encourage your kids to be a part of it?
Well, it's interesting. How do you know this?
Well, Cynthia Bailey
spilling some beans.
She spilled the beans.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, I have this son, this amazing son. I don't know if you've seen him, Nick Dubrow. And I can't confirm or deny, but he may have been approached. There may be some things brewing, you might want to talk to Andy Cohen about that. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But, I think of all the next gen places, LA is probably the best. Because think about how many people of, both in the Bravo universe and outside of the Bravo universe, who have kids,
right?
Who we know who they are. They look like their parents. They're in the LA scene. It's very dynamic. I think next gen LA kind of vibe, whether it's on Bravo or somewhere else, would be amazing. But I can tell you, I don't know. There's nothing that maybe a lot of them have been approached. Maybe it's a thing. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Stay tuned.
I like the idea of Nick being a part of it.
I know, because we love Nick. It's so great to watch him and all the kids on the shows. And it is kind of a thing where it's like we've seen these kids grow up, and now for them to have their own platform to really flesh out more of their story too. It'd be really awesome.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool.
Okay. I mean, I'm all for it. I want to hear what you guys think. Guys, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in a little bit. Love you guys. Bye.